If you have in the past commented on one of my tutorials saying, Leah, I can't do this, I just want to give up, I can never complete this dance, watch this video. Today I will be giving you guys 5 quick tips that will help you whenever you're feeling annoyed, frustrated, angry while you're trying to learn a K-pop dance. Also, this video is in collaboration with Surfshark, but more on them later on in the video. Tip number 1 is to isolate the body movements. So you want to separate the legs from the arms, from the chest to the footwork. If you're struggling to get the grasp of a certain move, you should isolate that particular area of the body and just focus on that until you have that down. If you are struggling with the footwork, put your hands behind your back so that this mentally just helps you to ignore your hands, and then you just practice the footwork only without any hand movements or chest movements or anything else. Vice versa, if you're struggling with a hand movement in the dance, stand stationary or even sit down in your chair and just practice the hand movements on their own, and it's completely fine to do that. The reason why we want to do this is because we want at least one of our areas of the body to be on autopilot. So we kind of want one area to know exactly what to do naturally, so we don't even have to think about it. So that's exactly what I do when I'm struggling with footwork. I make sure that the footwork is on autopilot, it knows exactly what it's doing naturally, so that when I add in the hands, it's so much easier. So tip number 2 for when you're struggling is to try watching a fan cam instead of the dance practice. So normally I would always recommend to reference the dance practice when you're learning dances. However, in a dance practice, the idols tend to give their best efforts, all their power, energy into the dance practice, mainly because they are wearing the most comfortable clothes, and on top of that, most importantly, they're not using any of their energy to sing in the dance practice. So they can pretty much give 110% into that dance practice video. Because of that reason, it can become very intimidating to look at the dance and think, how am I going to do this? I don't have that much energy, I don't have that much power, I don't have that level of skill. When idols are on stage, idols naturally have to lower their energy levels. If you think about it, they have mics attached to them, they're wearing the most uncomfortable outfits sometimes, and most importantly, some of them are conserving their energy to be able to sing live. They're going to be doing the moves at lower energy in a much more simplified version as well. That's great for us who are learning because we get to see the moves done in a much more easy to understand way. Then from there, once you get the hang of the moves, then I obviously highly recommend to then go back and switch back to the dance practice so you can see how the moves are supposed to be executed, so you can learn all the correct details and know how much energy to then put in once you got the moves down. My 3rd tip is to simply just stop. Stop what you're doing, take a break, and pick it up again tomorrow. It is completely 100% okay to be so frustrated and angry that you just need to give your brain a rest. It's much more beneficial for you to just stop and go and do something that you enjoy, cool off. I tend to just take a shower, get cooled off, get clean, and literally just chill out. I usually watch Netflix or something. So if you guys are like me and you like to watch a lot of Netflix shows and K-dramas and things like that, you probably have come across a situation where a certain drama, a movie or a TV show is just not available in your country, which is super annoying. When this happens, I like to use Surfshark. Surfshark allows me to virtually switch my location to a different country in the world so I can have access to so much more streaming content. For example, if I live in the UK and there's something that's available in the States, all I would have to do is switch my location to the US, and then I would have access to the US Netflix. If I want access to the Japanese Netflix or the Korean Netflix, then I would do the same thing and switch my location. So Surfshark is a VPN, stands for a virtual private network. A VPN essentially encrypts and protects your data so that nobody else can access your private information online. I know that many of you guys are young students, probably find yourself working in a public cafe or in a public library, then obviously you'll be on public Wi-Fi. And if you're on public Wi-Fi, it means it's very easy for a stranger nearby or somewhere to access your private information if you're not protected by a VPN. So guys, you can click on the link in my description to get an exclusive Surfshark deal and use the code Leah to get an extra 3 months free on your subscription. Surfshark also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's really no risk in trying this out and see if it works for you. You can also use your one subscription on unlimited devices, which is amazing if you own so many devices like I do. Again, guys, if you want to get an exclusive deal, click on the link in my description and use the code Leah to get an extra 3 months free. If you've made it this far into the video, comment a shark emoji so I know that you guys are still watching. Tip number 4 is to lower your speed. So if you're struggling to memorize the steps and you're getting absolutely fed up that you can't remember the moves, you are probably learning at a speed that is way too fast for you. So normally I like to learn dances at a speed of 50%, 60%, like around that speed, but it is definitely not the same for every single song, and here's why. You guys have to remember that each song doesn't have the same pace and doesn't have the same speed. Every song has a different BPM. One song at 50% speed may feel a lot faster than a different song at 50% speed. Also, you have to remember that some songs have like loads of moves compact in the space of 8 counts, whereas other songs don't have many moves compacted in the same space of 8 counts. If you need to practice a dance at 30%, at 40%, that is completely fine. Don't feel ashamed or embarrassed in any way or feel like you're failing or that your skill level is really low. If you rush to the next speed or if you rush to full speed, you're simply just setting yourself up for failure if you're not ready to progress to that level yet. Don't move on if you can half do the moves here and half do the moves here. You've got to make sure you can do it well at a slow speed first before you build up and move on. So the 5th and final tip is something that I haven't really spoken about on this channel before, but I found that it actually really helps, and it's to focus on a different member. So if you have gone into this dance and you've thought, okay, I'm going to follow this person, I'm going to follow the main dancer. If it's Twice, I'm going to follow Momo. If it's 80s, I'm going to follow San. If it's Stray Kids, I'm going to follow Hyunjin. Especially if you're a beginner, sometimes following the main dancer and the most talented and natural dancer in that group can actually sometimes not be the smartest move in those beginning stages or when you're struggling, and I'll explain why. Usually the main dancer of the group and the most talented dancer of the group, they're such a natural that they can do the moves in their own style. So they kind of sometimes drift away from that idol style and they go more into like a professional dancer style where there's a lot of technique and advanced movements there. And sometimes they can often make the routine look a lot more difficult than it actually is. In that case, when that does happen, I tend to look at a different member. I'll maybe look at a different main dancer who has a different style and has a lot more of an idol style and where the moves are a lot more clean and clear. Or even I'll look at somebody who isn't the main dancer. And it's not to say that the person who isn't the main dancer is bad at dancing or something. It's just not one of their strongest abilities. Their stronger abilities might be singing or something, or rapping. It means again that they'll be performing the moves in a much more simple, clear and easy to understand manner, that it actually won't be as frustrating anymore to learn the moves if you decide to focus your attention on a different member who has a different style, which is a lot more clean and clear. If you guys would be interested in me making a little like YouTube shorts or TikTok series where I break down different groups and then who I would recommend to follow and who I probably wouldn't follow as a beginner, I'll be happy to do that. It'll be kind of interesting. Okay guys, so that is the end of this video. I hope that it was helpful. I hope this encourages you, motivates you to not give up, to just keep trying. Please take all of these tips into account. Try them out for yourself, see how they go, and let me know how it works out for you. So good luck guys on that dance that you're trying to learn right now. Don't give up guys, take it slow, keep going, and you will get there, I promise. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in my next video.